Jace.
Why?
Jace.
Why?
I know there's a rework for the Aulus. We'll just call it a crazy idea number 6, and we'll just leave it at that.
There's already 7.
2 ideas
6, 7.
for that. But speaking of ideas, there we go. There's the Arlot being banned out.
I mean, it started from you doing the brain. It started from you being a brain rot earlier just now, right?
Fair point. I'll give you that one.
All right.
I'll give you that one
Indonesia
for the
bans away the Arlot, so exactly what I was expecting right there. It's just way too crazy for the side of Team Cambodia to have this particular hero. Just going to deny that one. Jusin is also on the table. Don't forget, it was also banned in game number 1 by Team Cambodia as well. This also means that the Jusin can also be traded as well. You pick the Jusin, I'll go for the Akai, and then we start go for a skill matchup.
Cambodia prioritized the Marcel in the first game as well. So it will be the Marcel. Okay, yeah, that was what I was thinking. If Indonesia got their hands on Marcel, it could use it for to their detriment, especially since Cambodia likes to play this heavy death ball team fight composition. The Paquito still left on the table, getting leaked out. First picked up by Indonesia.
Yeah, Paquito, we saw how powerful the Paquito can be, but it's very coin flippy, right? Like, we've seen how teams was able to use the Paquito in the early game, then after that they forgot what they're supposed to do, right? Like, all of a sudden they stopped going for the flanks, they stopped doing the split pushes. Maybe I'm biased, right? We didn't play a better Paquito.
Yeah. I think Paquito is this one of those heroes, but immediately countered by the Akai. Can't believe it slipped through as well. Highly prioritized and a hard counter towards the Paquito. You can't really change your combos if you're stuck under a wall, can you?
Yep. Another way to also think from this draw from the side of Team Cambodia, right? The Claude and the Akai pick right here. I think if you're Team Indonesia, lock in the Jusin right off the bat, because rest assured, Team Cambodia would start to ban that Jusin away because of Kai, and there's also a potential carry that Team Indonesia can potentially go for to match the number 1, the scaling potential coming out from the Claude, and also you also deal with the Akai, especially when you shred through HP bars.
Well, Indonesia is taking time and sitting through it. It's a Kimi being picked up right here alongside Baxia, so the Jusin will be still on the table. Cambodia typically would be able to pick up that Jusin themselves. It does well in these team fights, but in order to win the lanes against the Kimi, and Cambodia does really love that mid lane prio themselves. I don't think you want to risk that Jusin. Nope. Just leave it open.
Yeah, I think you don't. If you're Team Cambodia now, you don't need to go for the Jusin because already Team Indonesia has selected the Kimi right here. So technically speaking, Kimi can also shred through Akai, and also does a lot of early game damage as well. And of course, speaking about early game, Baxia is getting introduced right here. So the roaming duo at the very least right here from the side of Team Indonesia will do significant amount of damage in the early game, and they can start contesting up, top, and up, down bot as well. If you're Team Cambodia, lock in the EXP, and then after that move on. Okay, fine, Jusin.
Okay. They could still go in for Jusin. I felt like, okay, maybe even the Farsight would be a good choice, or the Eve if they want to. At least you have some form of utility, but then I realized that Indonesia still has Paquito. And in one point of time, this Paquito is going to be heavily targeting onto any sitting mages.
Maybe technically speaking, the Jusin, right, does have a Crimson Beacon to make a play. It gains additional shields, and you also dash away from the Paquito. Does also provide you some safety, and you hope you land down the Lantern over and over again onto either the Baxia or the Paquito to basically do the damage.
Indonesia right now should then look for an anti-dive composition, because for Cambodia, the only thing that can disrupt Indonesia at this point, they have 2 dives already. If they have a Belric or even an Atlas in their possession, Indonesia would suffer a little bit, especially in the mid to late stage of the game.
Harith ban coming up inside Team Cambodia. I think carry looks like another low-hanging fruit for Team Cambodia to ban away. Team Indonesia looking, I bet you're gonna have to try to lock down onto EXP laners, but there's so many EXP laners that are viable in this patch, or not even in this patch, in the game as well. If you open up fighters, you can scroll through the list of heroes, whereas Gold Lane is just one page.
There's the Atlas. We're sussing out. You want to deal with that, especially when you are extremely reliant on that dive. You're extremely reliant on getting up close and personal with Cambodia. So Indonesia doesn't want to test that metal. Belric would be up next as well. So Cambodia might be able to ban the carry, so Claude would have a pretty decent lane. But Indonesia could very well bring up a Clint. I remember Cambodia suffered, was it Cambodia? I can't remember, but a lot of teams suffered with Clint coming into the picture as well.
Yeah, I think the fact is they don't really know how to practice, not say practice, they don't really prepare for the Clint for now, but I would agree, like, to a certain extent, right? I'm also quite surprised that Team Indonesia Of course.
You'll love it. This is the answer. This is your answer. It's not
We
really a
have
crazy
two
idea
bets
anymore.
on Leslie's, but no picks. So why is Team Cambodia so afraid? But okay, yeah, you should be afraid.
You should
Leslie
be
is really
afraid.
strong.
True damage, infinite scaling potential. Immediately, Oak goes the Claude, Oak goes the Juicin. You don't even need to come even remotely close, and that is what Cambodia is scared of.
Yep.
So you got a Valor in question. That could be a possible next bit target as well. But then they suffer the early pick, early game damage, insufficient damage. So they go for the Cho instead. I like what Cambodia is. I'm picking out what Cambodia is putting down.
Yep. So far so good. Carry, I think that's like what I mentioned. I feel like you replace that Leslie with, I think that would be better. Ben as compared to, you know, Leslie. Carry is a threat over the side of Akai and also to a certain extent Cho, especially going to later parts of the game. Unless Team Cambodia has something up their sleeves. I was thinking, hey, if they're afraid of this carry that potentially could appear, maybe the battle rate could also work as well. But it seems like, you know, Team Cambodia wants to be the aggressors here. But I'm also still a bit confused on why the Kimi earlier just now for the side of Team Indonesia, right? The Valentina feels like a low-hanging fruit to be able to pick up. You basically Beyblade battle against Akai, push the Akai away.
But it's just only one target for your IMU, which is something that you don't want to risk. You want to have someone that has a reliable kit, and I think the Traction Pulse works really well. Get the Traction Pulse, you send in Boxer, you send in Paquito, and Xiaoqi's definitely going to have a good time. And it kind of brings that range effect into Indonesia's hands. Cambodia, though, their ball is in their court, the EXP lane's still up and open.
If Team Cambodia wants to play something sneaky, right, the Uranus is also a good idea, right? You drop the Uranus, you just basically force Paquito to punch you in the wall, face as well. Oh, okay. Ruby coming in from the side of Team Cambodia. Another pick composition, right? You can pilot the Ruby to play exactly how the Arlot plays.
Hai just still wants to go fishing. He's a fisherman. He wants to go out to sea. He wants to be able to hook someone in.
Yeah,
and
but
I
then
think
why not Franco in the XP lane?
No, don't worry
have
about
the
that. Crazy idea number 8.
Number 8, that's right.
We'll try to hit 10 by the end of the night. But
yeah,
hey,
I will.
What we will see by the end of the night is a winner for this one. Cambodia one win away from solidifying themselves as the nation that cannot be swept.
Team Cambodia. Coming from game number 1, must be feeling good. It was a perfect game. 12-0. We'll see whether they can repeat that beat once again. If not, that's going to be really a big problem for the side of Team Indonesia.
5 seconds.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 2. It's underway. It's lights out and away we go.
All troops
In
deployed.
Indonesia, starting off the blue, Cambodia on the red. But this time, changes has been made, especially for Indonesia. They need to be able to redeem themselves from the first game. Quite a bit of mistakes that they've made, or, you know, Cambodia preventing themselves from making that mistakes.
I think at the very least this time around, Team Indonesia does pack a lot more damage and also the Q. Alexander already popping on Revitalize.
Tai taking a lot of hits. Dalvin on that backside, dealing the damage, dealing the follow through. And Indonesia still able to push them back. Kyo still dominating the lane down the bottom side.
Yep. Shayuki, working on the enemy Beetle right there, just to kind of show who's boss. But you can see like a lot more aggression coming out from Team Indonesia though, but I want to see a little bit more control coming out from Team Indonesia. Team Cambodia, on the other hand, this is a roster, or at the very least, in the early game, you do not expect them to do a lot of damage compared to Team Indonesia.
But that's the aggression, the counter-aggression from Nam. Look at where Nam is, down in purple buff. He knows that he doesn't have that retribution. He wants to contest for this one. Cambodia making beeline towards the purple buff. Xiaoqi is right there. Nam goes over the wall. He is safe for now, but first blood over to Delvin. That's the punish, that's the pullback though. Alexander might be in the spot of bother. Cambodia will not be able to finish.
Delvin laying down the damage from afar, picking out first blood for himself. I don't know whether this is worth it for the side of Team Cambodia, but Akai...
Team Akai.
Team Akai, right, of course, sorry about that. Level 3 though, was able to be picked, secured by the side of Akai this early on, with the fact that you've got the Afan a little bit slower in terms of EXP, but giving a kill over to Delvin, I'm not too sure whether that's a good idea. I
think Nam was a little bit, playing a little bit too far ahead from the rest of the team. I think he had the right idea. He knew that Afan didn't have the retribution, so he wanted to counter re-engage on that front. Now Afan rolling over the deep. Afan steals it up. Indonesia picks up that turtle. Then the spin as a counter re-engage. Cambodia knew they came in a little bit too close, but that's the charge, and that's the kill. Xiaoqi taking control, taking out that Ruby.
Early game priority. Team Indonesia was not happy about the results of that game earlier. They reset the mental and they're back into the game. 2 kills right off the bat. Flicker already committed by the side of Xiaoqi as well. They drove by with Afan, sneak the turtle away from Team Cambodia.
Indonesia, a lot of signs of life, a lot of adjustments has been made, a lot of locker room talks, and they are all waking up this time around. Take a look at this fight. Afan just rolled over the deep, and there's no one there to stop him.
And I don't think, Team Cambodia is also ready at all. The heavy spin came in a little bit too late, of course. This is a Paquito early game. He can just punch, and all of a sudden the members from the side, Team Cambodia has to make a run for it.
Indonesia playing fire, fight, fire. If Cambodia wants to go for a death ball team fight, Indonesia's gonna do the same. As long as Kimi's safe and sound and protected by 3 beefy boys, she's just gonna do that damage, and Delvin will have a good day, a good time. It's gonna get that follow through.
Yep. As long as Delvin was left uncontested by the side of Team Cambodia, Delvin's going to output a lot of damage like that one. Yeah, it seems like you don't really need the Beyblade, don't really need the Valentina, you just need constant solid DPS because Team Cambodia so far is unable to reach Delvin.
Yep, and the top side already almost broken through, half health for that turret. Still left standing. Cambodia has to respond 20 seconds until the turtle spawns up as Indonesia still very passive. You have to deal with the Kimi. Cambodia needs to find a way to close the gap, try to reach that Kimi, try to shut her down before he does any more damage.
Standard emblem so far for everybody. Agree what they're packing into this particular fight. Of course, this match point for the side Team Cambodia. So far, Team Indonesia is working very well.
That's the collapse, that's the deletion. Underneath the turret he goes. That is the heavy spin, locking up onto the wall. But he managed to get out. That is the frame-by-frame moment, but won't be enough. He went a little bit too deep, so greedy. There's a Kai. Alexander only makes the fall. That's the punish, that's the price to pay. But Indonesia, so worth it. You took down the Kai and took down Odom.
Worth it, man. You really super worried. Alpha luckily does have the does not have the retry. He may actually could actually try to basically steal that. And once again, Team Cambodia faces the problem that they cannot reach the damage coming out from Delvin. If you take a look, even though T Odin using the Wave of Dragon base to try to isolate the members, but with the high loss intel and also the revitalized park as well, they're more than happy to basically handshake and also start the turret dive as well. As Yuki on this Paquito is just doing a lot of damage.
Oh, Tai flew too close to the sun. The light wheels will shut him down once again. Indonesia having a good time this time around. Kyo all left all alone. That's the 4-man collapse. And Kyo can't seem to find any breathing room.
Yep, this is revenge circle by the side of Team Indonesia against Team Cambodia earlier on. Right now, at the very least, they do have some form of response as well because of the early game potential that Team Indonesia has done. Dingarai was able to secure 2 kills as well, so which means that you expect him to start to snowball, start to escalate down in the gold lane.
You know, Cambodia in the early to mid game definitely going to suffer a little bit more in the damage department. They have quite a bit of crowd control, but if Indonesia keeps on doing what they're doing, they're pushing through, they're ramping up the momentum, shifting into high gears. Cambodia not even having time to breathe, no one to protect that bottom side. High immediately shut down as well. Flanks coming in from all angles. Then maybe Indonesia would be able to stomp through to Cambodia, but I wouldn't count Cambodia off just yet. They have been in these sticky situations before.
The Glorious Pathway is such a good ability for the side of Team Indonesia right now, right? Because you can drag the Kimi along with you, and then after that land down the damage. Ooh.
It's a double stun, but Sovan should be fine for now.
Yep, still not too shabby either, but of course when you talk about later parts of the game, Dingarai will scale out of control, and now with Team Cambodia starting losing a lot of resources around the turtle themselves. Flicker already committed by Yuki.
Still able to get out safe though. I'm offended also used up. Indonesia looking for advantages all across the map. Turtle just easily taken down by Indonesia. No contest by Cambodia on the top side though. High take a lot of damage, and typically you want to run that Ruby, okay? Trying to block up that escape route. That's going to be the Crimson Beacon, trying to pull that Kimi up to safety. The jetpack will get him out and alive. The flicker already used up. Shaoki also used up all the combos. It's a major combo coming in. High delays inevitable doom, and so does Nem, as both fall by the hands of Indonesia once again, giving up this free and easy kills over to Indonesia.
5k gold lead in the 7-minute mark. Delvin playing a perfect game. Xiaoyuki as well. The punches coming in is actually slowing down Haiming Kong, right? Haiming Kong is a Ruby that relies on the constant amount of skills to be able to be that pseudo tank. But if you're constantly CCing with the Law and Order, Afan clashing onto him, and also the Immobilize coming off, and Delvin, Xiaoyuki is more than happy to just punch him down to the ground even before she could actually regen.
It's that, and also it's the blue side buff, Jace. Whenever teams play in the blue side, you always have a great time. You're just Look at this instant replay. You're just taking one after another. No one is just shutting Dalvin down. No one's controlling this Kimmy. Even if you get a shot, even if you get a pullback, you got that Purify, you got the jetpack, you're getting it out, and you're taunting a Fawn, and that's the recall over there as well. You got a heavy spin, you got a traction fall to lock two members into place. Indonesia has just so much damage. Nam just fighting it through, fighting the damage head to head.
I'm not too sure whether Nem actually caught Delvin, or Delvin actually caught Nem, right? Delvin literally melt down the Kai as the heavy spin ongoing, right? Even though it's pushed, and now it's going to be the Claw. Hopefully he's able to do some damage. Will not be able to find anything though.
The Justice was built. His attack speed is not as high. It's so valuable towards the side of Indonesia. Now that the Claw is still in the early stages, doesn't have the core items already built up yet. It's not too much of a threat to Indonesia, but Dingerai is to Cambodia.
Dingerai is clean up bottom lane turret, right? While Team Cambodia is too busy with the full 4-man for the side Team Indonesia. But hold on a second, Lord.
A bunch right here, the heavy spin. Will Cambodia be able to do it? They secure the tornado as Cambodia finds themselves some time. There is a sliver of hope. The Crimson Beacon will pull everyone back. Kyo just free hitting on the backside. They took Delvin down. Cambodia, they're fighting back.
Yeah, at the very least, this is a time where, you know, Team Indonesia is starting to lose their priority. Dingerai earlier just now was getting hammered down by that Juicing. The Juicing came in, swooped in with the Crimson Beacon. This is it. This is now. It is support for the side of the Kai. And then after that, just steal the Lord away. And this is amazing betting coming up with Team Cambodia. They have a chance back into this game for now.
Immediately shutting down Dalvin. What a play by Nam. He knows he's down. He knows he had that one job, and he did it. Taking a look at the replay, coming in the right time, pushing everyone back. Alphard was so busy handled by Tai.
Yeah, and look at the Crimson Beacon in the nick of time, and also, unfortunately, they don't really need a Blazing Duet at all, because it is just Juicing being annoying, right? Dingerai and also Delvin is the unfortunate targets from the side. Team Cambodia earlier just now, once these two are down, Team Indonesia ran out of steam, not enough damage, and then after that, they just got hammered on.
Alphard will start to charge. His Distraction Pulse, pulling the Kai back. The Immobilize will come through. Red Carpet will block everyone into escape. There's Tai taken down. Dingerai going for a double. Dingerai is there with the damage. Dalvin will take down another. 3 members down for Cambodia. The punish will come through. Indonesia will not let that Lord slip up slide.
Yeah, that's okay coming outside of Team Indonesia. And at the very least, they recovered from that small little mistake. And then after that, they returned the Baber twice-fold back into Team Cambodia. 3 members from the side down as well. And now they may be looking to pop the Holy Defense.
Cambodia still the front line. Not as front line anymore. Indonesia still has a lot of damage, a lot of penetration. It takes a lot for Nam to stay at least 2 seconds. Take a look at the replay. It's just a split fight, Jace.
It is, I think the fact is, it's just so hard for the side of Team Cambodia to actually activate the Ruby. Don't forget, in this particular patch, Ruby did receive a massive damage boost. And I think that was the main Ruby damage that was able to allow Team Cambodia to win this fight. And then after that, Soben goes all the way in with the Crimson Beacon to basically clean up shop.
With that one decision that Nam made in the early game, the aggression that he wanted to bring out just because Indonesia invaded his jungle. They're playing on the back foot, but Cambodia still has that light. They stole that Lord. They had a pretty mental play that Indonesia doesn't want to let slide. So will they be able to repeat that?
I think it's all about positioning coming up in the Ruby, right? And also, Team Indonesia, I think they need to split up Delvin and also Dingerai as much as possible. Top side.
Upon starting to charge as the arm offended. Over onto the box, getting popped back. The rest of the charge immediately melted down. Tai cannot withstand the damage coming in from the gimme and the carry, both.
I'm not a big fan of that Ruby hook, but I'm offended by the way Team Cambodia hooked in Afan, thinking that he's actually burstable by the side of Team Cambodia. But no, Afan is still relevant in this particular patch, particular time, right? Level 14, and I think it's all Delvin's doing a lot of damage to the Kai.
Down low, the Ruby immediately melted. Afan wants to lead the charge. Lantern will land and pull someone up. There's a UFO, but Indonesia, they want to stay disciplined. They're still just waiting for that Lord.
Yep, Team Indonesia right here. Perfect game in the early game, earlier on just now. And then after that, they got that 8K goalie in the pocket. And of course, you know, Delvin is just way too huge, trying to concentrate energy to make sure they stay.
Almost taking down Dingarai though. Sovan with a pretty good play, but no follow-up from Cambodia. Distraction pulse will pull Nem into place once again. Take a lot of damage. A lot of penetration coming in from just that Kimmy. Taking down the turret as well. The pushback onto Alexander. So no more high loss for this team fight. They're going up next. He's down way too deep. Time falls again. Carry just way too strong, melting everyone down. Head to after another, one after another falls. Cambodia can't keep their castle alive.
They managed to hold on as much as they can around the mid, but it's a little bit too much damage coming off inside of Team Indonesia to pick off a good consolation prize in the form of Alexander. Siayuki come in, punch the turret, and then after that he bucks out.
Base almost barren at the very least. Cambodia to save that T3 up on that top side.
Yeah, if you notice how the team fight is going in, T is unable to find the pickoff, and after that, once the Dingarai is just there, that kick makes him a little more safer. The members of the side Team Cambodia wasn't able to follow up. Still, the problem is in Delvin. Delvin is just free hitting from the back line. Nobody from the side Team Cambodia was able to collapse onto him. I think it's about the Ruby. Hopefully, the Ruby was able to just, you know, land a flicker I'm offender onto Delvin, and then after that, just find a catch and then burst him down.
Lars pathway, just to push Cambodia back. Intimidation factor, intimidation tool by Indonesia. So far ahead, 10K goal lead, Jays. How can Cambodia claw their way back up? What is the play that they're looking for? In Indonesia, it seems like they're pulling them into the jungle.
Yeah, I think just Team Cambodia, I think just stay at base, right? I think that's the only way to do it. Focus on the wave clear, use the juice in the wave clear, and also hopefully Pavin as well. Mengkong, on the other hand, I think hook somebody right into the turret. I think they need to try to play pickoff. The same strategy they did in game number 1. I heard of Consume play.
Yeah, they're going straight for Keo. Doesn't have the BMI out of the way. He will be the next target, though. The heavy spin will push Delvin into position. Delvin does not have enough damage. Now Kai bought a little bit of time for Cambodia to stay out safe, but the damage will not come through, though. They're suffering a little bit, Jays.
Yeah, Delvin is just outputting so much damage to shred onto the Akai. The Akai can only do the heavy spin and try to isolate and try to push him to the wall. But unfortunately, that means that, you know, Team Cambodia wasn't able to reach towards this Kimmy as well, because nobody from the side of Cambodia is ready to basically start the fight, right? Kyo is too busy defending the base at the same time, and also, you know, Mengkong on this Ruby is unable to contribute much. He's mostly like a utility right now.
Afan tries to zone everyone back out. The red carpet already laid down by Alexander as well. There's so much damage onto the Kai. Man cannot risk this Lord take. Yellow Bandit lands onto Alexander, pulling him in close. But look at that flank. You got Shaoki on the back side.
T looking for the angle, trying to find Dingarai. The Lord's getting busted down. No way for the side of Team Cambodia to go on in.
That's the trigger. That's the pull. The wind of nature already popped up. There's a pull back on Shaoki. Stay too close to the sun. The immortality also popped up. Lord's battery pulling everyone in. There's the Yellow Bandit as well. Down goes Ruby. The next member of the fall hold them a little bit too close. They can't hold it on. As Cambodia back on the defense though. Blazing the red last ditch effort. This is it. Indonesia will secure game number 2.
Man, Delvin ends off the game in a convincing maniac. What a play coming out of Team Indonesia, because the members from the side Cambodia just couldn't hold on. They couldn't find onto Kimmy. Kimmy's positioning is so far back. It's very hard for them to find a catch onto Delvin.
Great play by Indonesia. Honestly, I think that was a huge redemption from game number 1. Even though they had no kills,